Okay, welcome to our chair yoga for everybody. And the people here in this space, in this moment, are all folks caring for Waldenstroms, but also caring for other things that are going on. Maybe fatigue, maybe stress. So today I wanted to share just a very gentle movement sequence where we can do a lot of breathing together and feel a lot of groundedness and connection. So let's go ahead and get started right away by placing your feet on the ground. Like really take a moment, maybe lift the feet up and place them on the ground one at a time. And maybe you want to rock the soles of the feet. So we've got the feet on the ground and we're just lifting the toes, lifting the heels, and reaffirming that connection that our feet are making with the earth. It's just a very simple little exercise we can do when we're stressed and we're all up in our head, is to literally just work with the lower body. So I've got my feet on the earth and I'm going to notice my seat in my chair for a moment and maybe wiggle around a little bit till I feel like I am in a supported yet easy seat. From here, I'm just going to imagine, that there's a little string coming up out of the top of my head that's lifting me up. And maybe like a little marionette, I can let my limbs relax, softening my gaze down to the earth or closing my eyes just for a moment or two and drinking in a few breaths together. We're breathing in through the nose and out through the nose or mouth. Easy breaths in and out. You are welcome here in whatever state of being you're in. So taking a few more breaths with the feet on the ground, the seat in the chair, and the crown lifted towards the heavens. Taking this time, this next little while that we have together to take care of ourselves, body, mind, and spirit. So, in addition to just breathing in and out, you might like to take a moment to allow the belly to soften and allow that belly to fill with the inhale, deflate with the exhale. Taking 3 more breaths like this. One more easy breath in, easy breath out. And maybe you take those glasses off if you're wearing them, rub the hands together. Take a moment to take care of the eyes. The eyes do so much straining throughout the day. So I'm cupping my palms over my eyes loosely. I'm not pushing into my eyeballs or anything like that. And I could even notice, what is going on the backs of my eyelids or in my mind space. Can I notice a color pattern? And I might roll my eyes around a little bit there. And my feet are still planted firmly on the earth as I do this. This feels really good to you, you could stay here or begin to just massage the outline of the face. So taking a moment to explore any areas in the face, the jaw, the temples, where you might be holding tension, and it's different for each of us, but I do hear from you a lot that the jaw and the shoulders and the brow seem to be places we collect this tension. So some of you coming to our class today feeling stressed, here's another little thing. Right? What if I were to just take a moment to kind of go through my body and give myself a little massage? And I'm so excited, friends. If you have not already done so, you can sign up for a holiday self-care session we're having with a massage therapist. She's coming on December 19th. And she's a Waldenstrom's caregiver. She's also a licensed massage therapist. So hopefully we'll get some good tips there. When you're ready, you can replace the glasses. Maybe take a little sip. Ooh, I've got some bubbly water here. I'm going to take a moment again to just sort of readjust after I sip that water, and I'm going to move the head and the neck and the shoulders. This next little sequence will be about the head, the neck, and the shoulders. So let's go ahead and just drop the chin towards the chest a little bit. And I'm going to be making a circle with my head, but I'm not going to be tipping my head backwards at all. So I'm making a very small circle, dropping the chin down, tilting to the side, visiting the back, but not dropping the head back, as we learned in our Tai Chi class with Rami. And we did this very gentle head neck circle for like 3 minutes or something, right? And I swear to you, friends, by the end of that, my neck felt so much better. Now, if you're hearing lots of cracking and popping, make the circle a little bit smaller. Right? I don't want that bone on bone. Maybe you want to go the other direction. And I'm just breathing here. Maybe there's a different way you want to move your head and neck. That's completely up to you. Gentle is the name of the game. And I might take just 1 or 2 more circles. And then I'm coming back to neutral, and that's another thing you can do on your own and just do for like a full minute. That could really make a difference in the experience of tension. So let's stretch just the right arm out to the right like you're holding up that imaginary wall. Doesn't have to be straight out from the shoulder, but it could be straight out from the shoulder or below that. I'm going to bring a lot of space between my fingers. That's good. And then I'll make a fist around my thumb and drop my knuckles down. Big wrist stretch. Inhale, lift and spread the hand. Exhale, drop it down. And one more just like that, breathing in and breathing out. Beautiful. I'm going to drop this right arm down and switch sides, left arm out to the left as far up as feels good to you. And I'll bring that nice space between my fingers. Take a breath in. Exhale, fist around the thumb, knuckles down. We're breathing in, lifting, spreading. Breathing out, knuckles down. Got it, Douglas. Very nice. Last one, inhale. And exhale. And then dropping the arm down and lifting that right arm out to the right again. This time it doesn't have to be as high as me. You can tilt that head towards the left shoulder and begin to circle the palm. Little circles that can move downward, little by little. And my feet are still on the ground. I'm still breathing. And I'm just noticing how this feels for me. When you're ready, you can bring the hand behind the back if there's space, if not, rest it on the hip. I still have my left ear towards my left shoulder, and then I might just spin my chin down a little bit. Take a couple easy breaths. Sigh it out the mouth. Let go of those burdens you're carrying around through the exhalation. And then we're releasing back up to center and stretching the left arm out, tilting the right ear away from the arm and circling the palm, little baby circles. Seeing how this side feels as we begin to descend the arm down little by little. So amazing to me how just a little bit of movement can really make a difference in my sense of my vitality and energy. Bringing the hands behind the back when you're ready, or rested on the hip. Still have my right ear towards my right shoulder. Maybe I spin it down. Peeking at my right shoulder, a couple of breaths. Make your exhale known. And coming back up and bringing both arms out to the sides, pushing the heart forward, a little chest lift, a little shoulder squeeze, and taking up all this space all around you. This is all here for you for your self-care. And then when I'm ready, I'm going to interlace my fingers in front of my body and very gently pull the arms away. So I'm creating all this space in my upper back. Breathing in, I could open, chest lift. Breathing out, I could interlace, pull the arms away, reveal some of that real estate under the shoulder blades. Moving at your own pace, doing a few more of these. I don't know what to call them really, but we're borrowing from a little bit of cobra pose action here with this extension of the spine. And then I might just sit up and give myself a hug. Notice, take a moment to notice which arm you naturally chose to put on top. I'm going to tuck my chin and take a breath in. Let it all the way out. Opening the arms out to the sides again. This time, opposite arm on top for another hug. And during this holiday season, we need a lot of hugs, and we might have to give them to ourselves. And then I'm releasing my hands down into my lap for just a moment, closing my eyes, feeling the steadiness in my seat, my feet, and in my core, and allowing some ease into my shoulders and into my jaw. In my mind's eye, I might picture a mountain, that I am sitting in my mountain, drawing up nourishment from the foundation of that mountain, all the way up to the crown, to the peaks, and allowing that to slide down the sides of my mountain. And finding this balance here, my friends, between steadiness and ease, which is the hallmark of our yoga philosophy, just this beautiful equilibrium between doing and being. So know you can always come back to that vision or that imagined mountain in your mind's eye when you're feeling stressed or when you're feeling like you need to ground yourself. So let's do a few arm salutes. I'm going to bring my arms at my sides. I'm sitting up tall. I still have my mountain sort of emblazoned in my mind's eye. And I'm lifting my arms out and up, bringing the hands to heart center. Inhaling out and up. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Reaching up and grabbing a little slice of whatever it is I need today. Maybe I want to do 3 more of these. Maybe it's just one arm, whatever feels best to you in your body today. Beautiful. One more. Good. Taking those hands to heart center, I'm going to interlace my fingers again and press the palms away. Juice up the fingers. Lifting the palms up as high as feels good to you, right? Without pushing through pain or discomfort. And yes, I might stretch a little bit from side to side. Rooting down through my sit bones, rooting down through my feet. Keeping my breath flowing, stopping if it feels uncomfortable. Good. And then we'll come to center, relax the arms down, grab onto the chair, somewhere onto the chair, or you could interlace the fingers behind the back. I'm lifting my heart, squeezing my shoulder blades, and I am that cobra now, coming up out of the basket, bearing my proud chest to the sunlight, breathing into that space of the heart. And then releasing and letting those arms swing and dangle, and maybe taking another sip of water or whatever it is you have going. You know, maybe it's a martini. I'm not going to judge. Although I personally don't think yoga and martinis go together very well. So let's go ahead and take a little bit of a wider stance when you're ready. I'm at the very edge of my chair. I still have that mountain kind of going on with my steadiness in my core. And I'm going to lift my right arm up and lean over to the left. Maybe my hand is on my hip, right? Or maybe I want to extend my arm all the way. And I'm flowing from side to side with my breath moving, stretching the side body. Feeling that effort. Feeling that ease. Maybe you want to flow one more time on each side, just as far as feels good to you. Beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and just take some circles with my whole torso. My whole torso. And maybe I'll shift my gaze down towards the earth rather than looking at the screen for a moment. And I'm just noticing what I can notice with my peripheral vision. How far I can see to the sides, to the edge of my vision, to the south and to the north. And I might begin to circle in the other direction, continuing to notice. And this peripheral vision will be very helpful for some of the balance we're going to do in a moment. So just kind of turning that peripheral vision on now. Good. Come on back to center. We're going to bring those arms out to the sides like a cactus or goalpost, and begin to squeeze the forearms and the palms together. Inhale, open, only go as far as feels good to you. Exhale, close, and if you start to feel really depleted, just stop and take some breaths and just listen to the breath cues. And that might be all you do in today's class, and that would be perfectly fine. Pushing the hands, pushing the forearms together. So there's a little bit of resistance. You got it. And I might just take one more. Squeeze and release, and bring those hands to the chair. I'm going to walk my feet in and out. So here we are turning on the corset of awareness of the core muscles. I'm not leaning from side to side too much, but I am maybe just a little bit. Keeping my breath moving as I walk in and I walk out. Doesn't matter how high up you lift the legs. See how this feels for you. A little bit of movement in a lot of places is our goal with every session. All right, now I'm going to walk myself in, scoot to the back of my chair and lift both legs up. Zip the legs up. Bring both arms straight out in front, palms lifted, and I'm going to wag my feet and my hands. So I'm bringing my feet and my hands down and up, and really getting a nice stretch for my wrists and my ankles at the same time. And I'm also really using my core strength. One more. Beautiful. And then I'm releasing my legs down. I'm coming to the, let's come to face the right side. And I'm going to come to the edge of my chair now and have kind of my left butt cheek off the edge of the chair. I'm just going to drop my left knee down. And my goal here is to try to stretch the front of the left thigh, the front of the left hip, excuse me. So I might be kind of pushing my left heel back a little bit for a lunge. See how this feels for you. Maybe you want to swoop this left arm up and really extend that left leg back. And you could just sort of move within the shape a little bit. Kind of play around with what feels good. Heart is lifted. And my goal with this, again, is to stretch that left hip flexor, that psoas muscle, which can get so tight if we're chronically stressed, if we sit a lot as well. So that's one reason I wanted to do this today, when I heard a couple of you come in with stress on your minds. Coming back to center. And coming back to center, I'm just going to do one thing between the sides. I'm going to take my hands to heart center, and I'm just going to twist my torso from side to side. So I'm getting a really, really gentle twist. Core is really engaged. My hands can just rest on the breastbone. Beautiful. Don't forget to breathe. And then let's bring both legs over to the left. I'm on the edge of my chair, so my right butt cheek is hanging off. I'm holding onto my chair so I don't fall. And then I'm going to drop my right knee down. And we're going to see how this feels on this side to push that right heel back and really stretch the front of that right hip. Maybe you want to swoop the right arm up and bring it back down, and you're breathing. The heart is lifted. This is a very uplifting as well as stress relieving pose, the high lunge or the chair lunge we're doing. You got it, Dave. Beautiful. And I might just take one more and release from there. Coming back to center, I'm going to bring just my right leg over to the right with my toes pointing to the right. And I'm going to bring my left foot straight out in front with the heel on the earth and the toes lifted. And then I might begin to bring my left leg over a little bit. We'll see how that feels. My torso is pointing towards you. My hands are at heart center, and I'm getting ready to come into a warrior two foundation here. So I'm going to stretch my wings out to the sides, and I'm going to shift my gaze over my right hand. So options here are to bring that left foot back farther, but don't push through discomfort or pain. Right? So here I am in my warrior two, which is sort of the epitome of an effortful pose. So as we hold this pose and you find your breath, can you explore where you experience effort in the body? Is it the shoulders? Is it the hips? Is it the core? And can you explore how to bring some ease into the shape? Would you be able to soften the shoulders or jaw a little bit? Would you be able to take one or two easy breaths? Now let's flip that right hand, and the left hand can come down as we trace this ceiling, reversing the warrior, getting a really big side stretch. And then I'll release back to my warrior, reach my right arm forward, bring the forearm down across that right thigh. The left arm can travel up and over, and now I'm in an extended side angle. See how that feels for you and where you can find a little bit of ease. Maybe that means I shift my gaze down and I take some of that tension out of the neck. Coming back up nice and slow. Let's walk both feet to center and we'll just take a little march in place. Kind of a little palate cleanser. Finding that breath. Ooh, Carol, I don't know if I can keep up with you today, friend. And I can't wait to hear more about what you have going on if you can stick around. All right, now we'll do warrior two on the other side. I'm going to bring my left toes over to the left foot over to the left, and that right foot is straight out in front with the heel on the earth. This might be where you stay, or you might slide that right foot over to the right a little bit. See how that feels. It is a big hip opener, so take care here if you're feeling any discomfort. So, float the arms out to the sides, my torso still pointing towards you, and shift the gaze over that left hand. We're finding some breaths here together, easy breaths in and out. Finding our warrior pose, finding that effort. Maybe you want to make a little extra effort by hugging the muscles along the bones of the legs and the glute muscles. And then finding that ease, maybe I can allow my hands to soften a little bit, or my jaw. That's beautiful. I'm going to flip this left hand, bring that right arm down, reverse the warrior, trace that ceiling with your left hand. And then we're coming back to warrior two, reaching that left arm forward, taking that across the thigh, that forearm across the thigh, and bringing the right arm up extended side angles. So typically we see the gaze up through the armpit, but I like to do this pose looking down. It really affords me a little bit of ease in the neck and in the straining of the pose. Do what feels best for you though. Then I'm coming up nice and slow, and I'm bringing my feet back to their neutral, hips width distance apart. I'm taking another walk in place, and oh my goodness, we have a wonderful friend just joined us. I cannot wait to catch up with you after class, Joanne. So glad you're here. We're breathing. And then I'll take a moment to just sit and envision the steps I'm going to take, if I've decided this is what's for me today, to come to stand. And I might make this into a little bit of an exercise, right? So sit to stand, stand to sit. So I might do this a few times. If I'm caring for knee issues, I'll skip this one. Right? If I want to remain seated today for whatever reason, I'll just sit and breathe for a moment or two. And then when I'm ready, I'll come to stand, walk it out, maybe take a sip of water, reset your space so you're not going to trip over anything. I'm coming to stand. I have something to hold on to nearby. My feet are on the earth, and whether you're wearing shoes, socks, or bare feet, see if you can lift your toes up and spread them and dig them back down. Toes are lifting, spreading, digging back down. And you could continue on in that fashion, or you might like to rise up onto the balls of your feet and float back down. And you might explore using the arms, one or both arms floating up and down. Again, we're widening out our perception to include peripheral vision, all this space that I can see, including the floor below me. I don't have to look down to know it's there. 2 more floats. Really nice, Jane. Come on down. I'm going to sink into my knees. Bring my hips back. Squeeze those glute muscles. Isometrically push the feet apart. Pull the belly towards the spine. And I'm not rounding forward. I want to be nice and upright with this. Then I'll bring one or both arms straight out in front. And this, my friends, is sort of another of those strong, steady poses where I have to work pretty hard. So I'll invite you to explore where you feel the effort and where you can invite a little bit of ease. Right? Do I have to push to 200% all the time? Maybe I could allow myself to go to 25% of my effort. Breathing in, I'm going to stand up, arms rise. Breathing out, I'll sink back down into my chair pose. Swing the arms back behind you. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sink down. One more big breath. And then I'll come to stand, a little bit of space between the feet. Take some hip circles. If you're seated, you could do some torso circles. And see if you can get those hips to move like you've got a hula hoop and you're balancing the hula hoop. Ah, nice. So good that you're here today, Joyce. Moving the other direction. And then I'm going to bring my right arm up and let that left arm really dangle. I'm reaching up for that imaginary rope, extending rather than bending, extending, big breath, release back to center. So feel that strength in the legs as we lift the left arm up and let the right arm really relax, even dangle here. You got it. And right arm reach, left arm loose, left arm lift, right arm relax. And then I'll bring both arms back. I'm just going to lean my torso forward a little bit and see if I could swing my arms. Just swing my arms and let some space into the joints of my shoulders, elbows, and wrists. And I don't know, whenever I do this, I hear in my mind the song, "Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home." And I'm swinging low here, friends. Back and forth, letting all of the cares, concerns, burdens, worries just drip off the ends of my fingertips. And then I'll just let the hands come to a stop. So let's go ahead and come into a balance pose. Maybe you're doing this today in a standing pose. Maybe you're visualizing this in your mind's eye from a seated pose. Either one is good. So I'm going to take my weight into my right foot, a little bend to that right knee. Lift the left leg up and hug it into the other leg. So I've sort of zipped up my core. I'm using that right glute muscle. And then I'm working towards finding my edge. Maybe I bring my hands to heart center. Maybe I'm holding on to the chair the whole time and just resting one hand on the heart. Find that peripheral vision, right? If you wobble out of it, come back to it. If this is too easy, close your eyes. One more breath. You got it, Beth. Beautiful. Oh, that swimming is paying off. And then I'm walking it out. Taking a little walk, walking along, marching along, opposite leg, opposite arm. So the next time you're out walking, think about using those arms. Opposite leg, opposite arm. Maybe you want to lift the knees a little bit higher. Let me see those knees. You got it, Sigrid. And now I'm going to try the balance on the other side. So I'll take my weight into the left foot. Pick up the right leg, hug it in. Soft bend to that left knee. Zip up the core. Turn on the peripheral. And purposefully seek out your edge. Feeling that effort. And allowing the ease. Maybe the ease is a little fluidity, a little bit of receptivity. Too easy? Close your eyes. You got it. And releasing from there, walking it out. And let's take one more little stretch here. I'm going to come to the back of my chair. Walk my feet back. Stretch forward without rounding my back. And see if I can find a little length in my spine. Maybe I feel a stretch to the back of both legs. And here too, we're going to side out the mouth. Walking myself up nice and slow. And coming to a seated posture after maybe a sip of water. And maybe you want to take a slow ride down to that seated posture, making sure the chair is there. Bringing the hips back, bending the knees. If you have knee issues, skip it. Very good. Coming to sit when you're ready. I like that. Looks really good there, Dave. Nice and strong. I'll take my right ankle over my left knee. See how this feels. Take a moment to just rub the bottom of the foot or maybe the shin or calf. I'm going to take hold of whatever's available and maybe lean forward a tiny bit till I feel that amount of sensation that feels right to me. Soften the gaze down. Soften the shoulders. Just fill up the body with your breath. 3 breaths. Very good. And then we'll come to sit, cross the knee over. I'm going to be using my core muscles to twist to the right. So I'm twisting to the right just a little bit. Hands can guide me but not pull me. And then slowly releasing back. We'll do those same 2 exercises on the other side. So left ankle over the right knee. We'll take a moment to massage that lower left limb. How's that feeling today? Taking a hold of whatever's available and just leaning forward until you feel that healthy stretching sensation. Looking for that healthy stretching sensation. And within that, I can just soften where I can soften. Find my breaths. And then we can release up, cross the knee over, use those core muscles, twist to the left. Maybe it's just a little gentle twist, especially if you're caring for osteoporosis. So we're not going to be doing a very aggressive twist. And then very gently coming back to center, taking one more stretch or moving the body however you would like. If you want to hug the knees in. And then coming to sit or recline for just a moment. We'll close our session today with a very short meditation. A very, very short relaxation guidance type meditation. So maybe you want to slide to the back of your chair, or maybe you want to lie down. Just taking a moment to get your body comfortable. just infusing the body with 3 breaths. Letting go of effort from head to fingertip to toe. Closing the eyes if they're not already closed. And just taking this moment for yourself to let the body integrate all of the movements, to allow the blood to circulate a few times throughout the body, to allow the mind to become still and calm. And once again, friends, we can imagine that mountain. We can be that mountain that's so steady, so strong, and yet has its peaks in the heavens and allows life to take place all over. Its peaks, its valleys. Coming back from our short little meditation, because tomorrow we have Kimberly leading us in meditation. We can take the hands to heart center and close our session today with the sound of 1 Om and 3 Shantis for peace. You can listen or maybe join in, create that or another sound. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And thanking you so much for your practice today, friends. Namaste.